Hey guys, how are we doing out there? Welcome to episode 1 of the Podrat. Yes, the podcast with your favorite punk rat, Primal Instincts, the no deal hero. The rat is my spirit animal, so I'm going with the name Podrat, and plus Ratcast was already taken, I saw, so here we are. There's a reason why I wanted to try doing an audio-only podcast. You guys probably remember, those in my audience, that I was doing some live streaming for a while. And while that was fun and it passed the time, holding a phone up to my face for hours like that just really started to take a toll. My eyes would feel like they were burning after staring at that screen for so long. And, it was painful to have to hold the phone or have to stay in a certain position to be in the frame of the phone. Plus, I also would have people tell me that they would just listen to my live streams without actually watching them. Like they would just put it on while they cleaned the house or just lay down to take a rest with their eyes closed. And people also tell me I have a soothing voice. So this is going out to everybody who's ever said that and anybody else who would enjoy it for that reason. Give your eyes a break. You don't have to watch. You can just relax and listen. Is it cold right now? Get yourself under the covers, close your eyes, and put me on speakerphone or listen with some earbuds or headphones. And yeah, like I said, man, treat your ears and give your eyes a break. But yeah, going back to people telling me I have a soothing voice, especially when I use the microphone that I'm using right now. I had people tell me that, oh man, you can do radio if you wanted to. When I was working part-time at restaurants, the host stand had this microphone at one of the restaurants. And whenever the host team would page somebody to come up for their table and they wouldn't show up, they would go grab me and they'd be like, hey, can you call them on the microphone? We're shy. Because the microphone would amplify your voice so the entire front of the restaurant and right outside the doors would hear it. So I'd be like, sure, who am I calling? And they'd be like, Bob, party of 7. So I'd grab the mic and I'd be like, Bob, party of 7. Bob, party of 7. Your table is ready. And like everybody loved it, man. One guy actually gave me a $20 bill because I wished this table a happy birthday over the microphone. I was like, wow, I just made $20. Maybe I should do something with this voice. But the other cool thing about doing this is that you guys can interact with me if you want to. There is a comment section on all of these. So if you want to share your opinion of something that I say and join in on the discussion or even like request topics that I talk about, you can go ahead and leave a comment. In fact, if you have an idea of something to say while you're listening, you can just pause the video, leave your comment, and then resume playing. So that way you don't forget about what it is you wanted to say. Because I love the interaction with you guys. It's a lot of fun. But, I'm going to do these either way. These are also going to kind of be like almost like an audio journal for me. When I was younger, I used to keep journals. I used to write journal entries and just share my thoughts and, talk about my day. And I would go back in and read those and just kind of reflect on what I wrote. Just be like, oh, okay, where was my mind at there and where is it now? I mean, it's really good to do stuff like that. And I can always come back and reference these too. And these are going to be positive podcasts, by the way. I do aim to spread positivity. So it's not going to be like debates or arguments or anything like that. It's going to be some good old talking. So what should I start off with in this one? I really want to ask you guys out there that what do you guys do when you're not working, when you're not in school, when you're not sleeping or doing something that's required of you, or when you're not watching my videos? What is it you guys like to do for fun? Because I've been trying to find some more things to do with my time. I've had plenty of people tell me like, wow, man, you film videos full time. Like I would love to do YouTube or social media or something like that full time for a living. That's the dream. And it is a dream, But it also does get a little boring and lonely sometimes. When I'm waiting for new video commissions to come in, and I've already posted some videos on my channel or updated my website or posted on my Patreon, I'm trying to fill in some time slots. Because I do love to listen to music and watch movies and shows and play video games like everybody else, but I like to do a little more than that too. I like to get out and I like to see people. But I am still somewhat new to the area I live in, and it's been hard to meet people. It's been hard to, and like the people that I did vibe with and I've tried to make plans with, it's like we liked each other, we became friends, and we exchanged numbers, but can't really get them to really reply or commit to anything, because a lot of people I see, they just work and or go to school. Maybe they're in a relationship and then they just go home and just go to technology and just do that. Don't really get out and do stuff as much. But if you guys saw in the videos on my channel, I did recently go out a lot, and I really experienced this area for what I think was probably the first real time. I traveled all around to go to those places I filmed myself at. I had to drive 1 hour to get to one of those places, 2 hours for another one. Some of them were a little closer, but I think the issue that I ultimately ran into was that it honestly just started to get a little boring. Like, they all just kind of started feeling like the same thing. I mean, all these festivals and events, it was basically like this. They would have rows of tables and tents with people trying to sell some stuff, like artisans. They're a master of their craft. So they create these really cool things. Now, some people make things out of wood, some people crochet, stickers, and make their own wine, and they try to sell it. And it's just like a street market. And it's really cool to just walk around and see all the stuff that people are selling, but obviously it's not practical to buy something from all of them. And the problem with that is when you walk by and you look at somebody's stuff, they're going to see you looking and they're going to be like, hey, yeah, come on over. And they're going to try to get you to buy something. And I don't know, that was kind of awkward for me, because I had already gotten food and drinks at one, and I had already bought some cool stuff that some artisans had made. And I told myself that that's all I was spending for the rest of the day, because I'm not rich, so I try not to overspend at places like that. But I was walking through, and this woman stopped me, and she's like, "Hey, can I show you what this does?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I go over there, and it's this really nice lady, and she has all these pins that she created. And she said she made them herself. They're really pretty pens. And the thing about them is they all had a secondary function. You unscrewed them from the middle, and inside they had like one of them was a little screwdriver. She said, "Oh, if you have any reading glasses, you can just open up your pen and fix them with that, and you still have a pen to write with." I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." And she was showing me the other ones she had, and one of them was like a level. And one of them was a kaleidoscope. And she was just really showing me this stuff. But in my mind, I was like, I've already spent what I said I was going to spend. I don't need a pen. Like, I'm just complimenting her on how awesome her stuff looks. But obviously she was trying to sell something. And she even threw in a remark about, I told myself while my mother was still here, I wouldn't sell this over here. But now that she's gone, and I was just like, oh gosh, like I'm starting to feel kind of terrible here. But I still didn't end up buying anything. And I actually felt bad. I really did, because I was like, I feel like she did such a good job, number one, creating those pens. And number two, having me come over and look at them and show me what they do. And I was genuinely impressed by what I saw. But, I had told myself, like, I don't want to spend more than I already did. I got to be careful with spending. I got to be smart about it, moderate. But by me not buying anything, I wonder if she just felt like she failed. And it made me wonder, like, how much was she selling for her to have to do that? Because most people don't stop you and say, come over and look at this and try to get you to buy stuff. They wait for you to like walk up into their little area, then they talk to you. but she kind of went out of her way. So I felt bad about that, guys, for the next few days. And I kept saying to myself, I should have just bought a pen from her. I should have just bought one pen. I should have done that for her. But I don't know. You guys tell me what you think was the right thing to do. Because on the one hand, I can look at it like this. I can say, I told myself I already spent what I wanted to spend. And I maintained a firm stance. You know, I appreciated her showing it to me. I complimented her for how cool it was, but I didn't buy it. I didn't even know how much it was, to be honest. So that's scenario one. But scenario two is like, man, you really could have made her day just by buying a pen from her. You should have just bought a pen and complimented her, told her that she's amazing at her craft and she should keep doing what she's doing. I just felt bad. I mean, I consider myself to be an artist. You know, when you film videos for a living, that's a form of art. So different kinds of art here, but still artist to artist, independent, freelance, you know, creating your own thing and trying to market it, trying to find people who appreciate it and it will positively impact. I could relate to her on that level. So I did not like the feeling that I left that day. And, you know, there was a guy there too that was selling wine. And as I walked by, he's like, hey, you want to try a free wine sample? And like, I don't really like wine at all. I'm not a big wine drinker at all. But I mean, he said free sample. So I was like, okay, yeah, sure. I was like, I'll taste it and I'll let him know my honest opinion. You know, I'll give him what he wants. So he's like, which one do you want to try? I said, no, let's try Pinot Grigio. And it was actually pretty good. And I told him that. He gave me a little sample taste. I was like, ooh, yeah, that's pretty good. I like that. He's like, okay, now try this one. And it was like a dark red one. And he said it was like an oaky red. And that one was nasty. And I told him that. I made a face and shook my head. And I said, nah, I didn't like that one. He's okay, try this one then. And then the last one was like a blueberry flavored one. And I was like, yeah, that was all right. It wasn't too bad. It was a little sweet. And I don't like sweet things, which probably a big reason why I don't like wine to begin with. But I gave him my honest opinions. And then, of course, after the third one, he says, yeah, so you want to take a bottle home with you today? And I was like, oh, no, that's okay. I'm not really that much of a wine drinker. And, you know, of course, he had like a disappointed look on his face. Like, it's almost like he's saying, come on, man, I gave you 3 free samples you don't want to buy. I was like, yeah. I mean, you offered a free sample. I'll try it and I'll give you my honest opinion. Like, I don't want to feel guilty for not buying one. I mean, like, what if I were to like show a preview of a video that you could purchase access to and then get disappointed when people watch the preview and say they comment that they like it, but don't buy the video? Like, that would be wrong of me to get mad because they only watched the preview and didn't follow through. It's like, well, if you like the preview, why don't you buy it then? You know, why don't you enjoy the whole thing? I mean, you're going to go through that sometimes. So with these markets, I don't know, I thought they were neat at first, and I did buy some neat stuff, but I don't like the uncomfortable feelings that I get because, everybody there is trying to sell stuff. And like I said, I'm not rich, so I don't want to go there and buy a whole bunch of things. I'm not a real materialistic person. You know, I already have more stuff at my house than I already need, honestly. So there's that. And then I was going out to eat at restaurants, but I know that restaurant food is really not healthy, and I am all about healthy eating. So I stopped doing that. I went to this cool pizza place, and it was like healthier pizza too. But I mean, I actually count the nutrition facts of everything I eat at my house. So like breakfast, lunch, dinner, everything I have through the day, I look at the nutrition label and I add everything up. I'm not joking. Calories and sodium, protein, everything. And I make sure that everything I get is 100% of what I should be getting for the amount of calories that I have. So I get enough protein. I get under the total amount of sodium you're supposed to get. I get all the vitamins and minerals that you were supposed to get. And I do have a couple supplements for those. Like I have a potassium powder supplement that you can mix in water. I have my protein powder for working out, of course. And I got a vitamin K, I got a multivitamin, and then I have a multi-mineral pill. So I make sure I get 100% of everything. And what that means is if I decide to go out to eat, I am most likely going over on those. And I know you're like, Primal, you're skinny. You're a lean twig, buddy. You don't have to worry about that. I know, but I am committed to healthy living and healthy eating. And I can't help but think that if I eat restaurant food too much, that I am doing my body a disservice. Because if you look up online the nutrition facts of restaurant food, you will be surprised how many calories and sodium and sugar and total fat is in all of that stuff. I mean, fast food is outrageous, but even restaurant food alone, when it's like, oh, well, it's healthier, it's not fast food. No, they put a bunch of stuff in there to try to make it taste better so you keep coming back, and it is bad for you. So haven't really been going out to eat, haven't been going to the markets anymore. Even the live music at these events I go to, like, I am not trying to say anything negative about these amazing musicians, but they're all mostly cover bands that just play cover songs. And it's like, yeah, I get it. If it's a local, smaller, unknown band, nobody's going to know their music or be able to sing along to it. But you can never go wrong if you perform like a popular song that everybody knows the words to. But still, it just gets kind of old hearing the same cover songs over and over again. I did go to an Everclear concert. That was pretty cool because I've been listening to Everclear since I was a little kid, hearing them on the radio. Yeah, so that was neat. And I got to meet the singer from Everclear. I mean, it was real brief, shook his hand and talked to him for a little bit. Then he moved on to some other fans, but that was really cool. But that concert was nice, but all the other ones, like I said, they just all been cover bands. And I don't know. I tell me if this sounds weird to you guys, but I feel like such an alien and such an outsider when I go to these public events. And I think part of it is because I am still kind of new to this state in this area. And it's almost like people can tell. I mean, I think my haircut definitely kind of makes me stand out for sure. But and maybe like the way I dress, I don't know. Maybe the way I carry myself. But I feel like people see me and they just know I'm not from there. Especially when it's like a small town having an annual event and they got some guy that drives from another town way over to be part of their small town event. Like, they probably all know each other at this event. And then there's this guy with like a mohawk hairstyle. Just like, who is that? You know, like, where'd that guy come from? I don't know. I just feel like an outsider. And because I don't know anybody there, I don't have anybody to go with, it's kind of awkward to go by myself. Like, when I go to places like the woods, like forests, like the national forest or parks and river walks, like riverfront kind of parks, those are amazing. That's the kind of thing you go by yourself, and it's beautiful nature, so it's all good. Go hang out in the woods by myself, I always feel good. It makes me so happy. But like going out to eat, going to a bar, going to events like that, it's just really, I feel awkward doing it by myself. And I gave it a try. I'm glad that I did. I got to see some parts of the state that I've never seen before. I've driven to I've been up, I've been down, I've been to the sides, like the middle. I've been all around now, so that was kind of cool. But it's just already kind of feeling repetitive and just a little awkward. It's not really curbing the loneliness either. Just being around other people at these events, it's not really like scratching that itch of not really having company, because that's the other part where people say, oh, you do YouTube full time, man, that's living a dream. Well, I mean, it gets lonely because I'm not seeing people at a part-time job anymore like I was when I was working at the restaurant industry. But it's a decision I made because I wanted to be able to commit to this, the No Deal Hero, full-time for my fans. I didn't want people to have to wait for me to get off of work to respond to their email or reply to their comments or film their commission for them. And by doing this full time and being fully committed, I've been able to film commissions for people on the same day. I mean, it just depends. If you get me like later in the night and I'm about to go to bed, I'm like, hey, I'll film this for you tomorrow. But I've had just incredible turnaround times for video commissions. I get excited, man. I jump up and I get them done, and I love filming them. I love the support I get from people purchasing access to behind the scenes extras from my website. It just makes me so happy to see the people around the world whose lives I touch with this and the positive impact I have on them. Not just with the content itself, but just, me being open about myself and my alternative identity and people relating with that. And it's like, this is my community, man. Like, you guys are my people. And I appreciate you listening and following me after so long. For all of you that have stood up for me and walked the path with me, and we're still walking it hand to hand together. I have a lot of love for you guys, just like you have it for me. So much respect to you from that. And that's why I want to offer something more. I want to start doing like podcasting too. I want to put my voice out there, not just my face and body. I know how many people love to see that, and I love that people love to see it. But I've got some things to say too. So this will take away from having to focus on what you're looking at, and you can just listen instead. Get to know a little more about me. And I definitely do have quite a few topics I want to talk about. And yes, I will talk about some. I'm sure some of you guys are hoping I'll talk about some like spicy stuff or whatever, like some romantic encounters or some interesting scenarios I've been through in life. And yeah, I honestly want to talk about all kinds of stuff. And that's why you guys are welcome to participate in the comments. You can let me know. Let me know what you think of the topic. Let me know if it resonated with you at all. And what else can I talk about? Because I got the time for it. And YouTube is supposed to be a great place for podcasting too. Because I like doing things all on one platform. I always have people ask me if I have accounts on other social media sites, or I have people ask me if I'm on any adult sites. And the answer is no to all of that, because I'm not interested in doing any of that. I do my thing here on YouTube. I got my Patreon and my official website, www.thenodealhero.com. And I got pictures on there. I got behind the scenes extras. Those are videos you can purchase access to. Information on video commissions, my blog. I have a lot of people tell me they appreciate my writing too in private, that they love reading my blog. And I love writing too, so it makes me really happy to hear that there's people that like to read what I write. That's kind of like another little journal, I guess. So now I got the written one and the audio one going, guys. Let's go. But seriously, I hope everybody is doing okay. I have had some fans tell me they've been feeling a little down lately, and I always try to cheer people up. I always try to put positive energy out there, and when I receive positive energy, I try to give it right back. I'm the guy that when I go grocery shopping, I always try to make a little joke to the clerk ringing up my items, or the cashier, scanning my items, try to make them smile, make their day. They're not always in the mood for it because they're at work, but I still try. That's really all you can do, man. Spread positivity and spread love, and that's what I intend to do. I want to make that positive impact on the world. I want to leave something behind. I don't want to be a big-time famous celebrity. In fact, I would hate that. I don't want to be somebody that gets recognized at the grocery store or paparazzi take pictures of. I don't ever want to get to that point. I just want to stay underground for a cult following of like-minded individuals who relate to me and just understand me because they're similar in the same way. And it's really cool to bond like that, man. It really is. I'm hoping I can meet some new friends at some point, because I'm a real independent person. I genuinely love and prefer to live by myself So that's okay. And I am single by choice. That's totally okay. I don't want to get married or have kids. So I'm all right there, but it's nice to have some buddies to hang out with. And I have had the pleasure of meeting a couple fans and, hanging out and having some fun. And that's always awesome. If I vibe with you, then it works out, man. I'm a people person. Humans, we are social creatures. The only problem though, guys, is that technology has really stifled that greatly. Technology has just been consuming people's lives more and more. And especially what are they calling the kids these days? Generation Alpha. I get it. It's because they went X, Y, Z and now they're starting over at Alpha. That generation is just completely born with cell phones in their hand. Real little kids getting phones these days, having an early start, getting addicted to technology at a very crucial point in their development. And that's not a good thing, man. That's not a good thing. Because I'm a millennial. So yeah, I had a cell phone as a kid. I had a cell phone as a kid. And I was on the internet as a kid. I remember I made my own, you remember they had GeoCities. You can create your own free web page. I had an Angel Fire website. I had a MySpace account. I had AOL Instant Messenger, and that thing was legit, man. You can just text people on a computer. There was no likes or subscribers or ads or anything like that. It was genuinely designed for friends. That was social media's original inception, guys. To actually be social, to keep you in touch with friends and family, and to even meet new friends online. Because as they say, a stranger is just a friend you haven't met yet. That's what it was originally created for. And MySpace and AOL Instant Messenger were all about that. And that's why I liked it. But then, these companies came out after that. And now it's just, they've just taken a corporate approach to socialization and just totally ruined it and addicted people to algorithms and likes and subscribers and ads and tracing your personal information and selling your data. And it's horrible now. But what can we do, right? You can't just go back in time. But yeah, that's why I don't use any other social media. YouTube is a great way to broadcast yourself. The reason I chose YouTube is when I was watching YouTube as a kid, I don't remember when Google bought YouTube and changed it into a monetized platform, but it used to be more like a social site, and it was all about just everyday people just using a webcam or a cell phone and recording little funny videos and posting them online. It was just for fun. It was just people having fun and sharing laughs and good times. And that's why I started a YouTube channel with the friends I had at the time, because I was inspired by what YouTube originally was. It was broadcast yourself, and that's what I was doing. And just showing the world some happiness and inspiring them to get together with their buddies and just have good times and live life to the fullest. And it just ended up turning into something more. I actually got discovered by a community of fans, and then the video commissions began. Fans actually started asking me. There was no website or payment options when I started my channel, but fans started asking hey man, you're really cool. I relate to you, because I was open about myself from the beginning. And they'd be is there any way I can commission you, get a custom video? I was yeah, you want an art commission? Sure. And that's how that got started. And here we are 9 years in, I'm still doing it. And it's an amazing feeling, and it makes me really happy. So there is good things that come out of it, and you got to take the bitter with the sweet. But for the most part, it's good. I was going to say it's sweet, but I already said earlier I don't like the taste of sweet things, so I had to change that. But yeah, that's what I plan on doing. I want to add this along to the other content that I do. I want to thank everybody who takes the time to log into YouTube and check to see if I got any uploads and listen in. I know everybody lives busy lives. I know things are hectic for some people. I've heard it from you guys. It's sad because I feel like I'm losing touch with some of my longtime fans and patrons too. Like people start to comment less. Like, sorry, man, I've been busy at work or school, or I've got this going on, and I'm seeing more and more of that, and it's unfortunate because I get it. We all have our lives to live, man. We're all busy doing stuff. We've got our obligations, and like I said, technology is very addicting. So while people are watching my channel, they're probably watching a whole bunch of other people on a whole bunch of other social medias and stuff too. So they can't just give their full attention to me. And I get it. There's a lot of people out there doing the internet thing. It's the age we live with. Like I said, technology is a real big thing, and it's getting bigger. Hopefully, I don't get replaced by an AI though. That's my only hope. But all right, I'm gonna wrap this one up for now. We've got 30 minutes, just as a little introduction to let you guys know why I'm doing this, and to tell you too that you are welcome to interact with it. I hope the sound of my voice was as soothing as some people have told me it is. I hope you're all having a good night listening out there in podcast land. It's Primal Instincts with the Podrat. Yeah, we're going to go with that name. Have a good rest of your day, guys. Let me know in the comments if you want, if you have anything to add to this, and if you want to hear me talk about any specific thing, and we'll get around to doing that. There will be the usual content from me too, so don't you worry. And don't hesitate to commission me for a custom video if you like. I don't judge, and I love receiving all the video commissions I get and making people's day with them. So stay tuned for more. Stay warm out there if you're in a colder region, since it's starting to get cold here in the USA. And I love you all. Thank you.